Okay, so beginning session 5 of Fever Swamp. So Convalescence is not with us today, but Nivlak has returned. So Quarandir, it's been about a week or so since the party went out on their last expedition and have now returned. What was Quarandir doing during that time?
I would say spending much time with the locals, having beverages in the tavern, and getting much reflection on an area that's more familiar to his homeland,
Hmm.
and being away from many of those city type folk.
Right, right. Now, Clink doesn't have a tavern per se, but
Well,
they,
drinking hole.
yes. Yeah. Well, very good. So if you're in the, it's been plenty of time, so you've definitely had a long rest. You can go ahead and top off your hit points because it looks like you still have them low on your sheet. In the,
Gotta open the sheet.
yeah. But other than that, so last time we ended off Dethel and Filsticker, I believe, were dragging the crab thing corpse to Jasmine's house.
It's okay. We don't know she's an evil witch.
I mean, the priest only told us that she was. This is the St. Jasmine, right?
Spoilers, it's totally the same Jasmine.
Okay.
Oh, I just
Dethel hasn't been told she's a witch, though, and I don't think Filsticker was paying attention to that conversation.
Yeah, I was asleep.
Yes. So, so while Lucas is going off to the general store to deal with Daniel with the sale of the map, Filsticker and Dethel are dragging this corpse along the dock towards the town proper. They ask somebody where Jasmine lives, and some horrified commoner points towards her home. Her home is as described before. It is a wooden ramshackle building, like everyone else's, with the arcane symbol, or not arcane, the divine symbol carved on the door.
Divine symbol of the drowning thing.
Yes, of the water drowned god, the water dead god. There seems to be light from inside, as if from a fire, and there is smoke coming from the chimney.
Having not been paying attention before, this is the first time Filsticker sees that she's some kind of water dead lady, and he makes some comment to the effect of, "We're awfully far from the ocean." However, let's knock upon the door.
You hear the creaking of floorboards inside the house. Then, like a little shutter opens, and you see like or Phil, you probably don't. You're too low, but Dethel sees a woman on the other side of the door. It's Jasmine. He recognizes her as such. Who's there?
An old friend.
You're one of the monks from the Reaching Hand?
I am.
Yes, I thought you looked familiar. She kind of looks down. Who's? Oh, damn! She slams the little shutter closed, and then you start hearing her door unlocking.
Oh, good. I thought she saw me and decided she didn't want to see us.
She opens the door and looks down at the dead thing. Is it dead?
It is.
Yes.
How many more are there?
We killed two of them or three. I remember one swam away.
2 out of the 3, I think.
You killed all 4 of them.
One of them. That's right. Yeah, that's right. I did. I killed the last one.
You
yeah.
exploded it from the inside.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
There are 4 of them, but they're not alive anymore.
Good.
Yeah, I killed him when he tried to run away. He does his arms like guns.
They were in the village?
No, they were out in the swamp, not too far from the village.
And
however.
you, she slaps you upside the head, interrupting you. And you brought it here, you idiots! Burn its body immediately. Don't let anyone else see it.
Oh, okay. Can you tell us about it?
When you don't stand around there, get some wood, burn it. Tell you about it when you're finished.
Deathel will start.
And she
gathering
slams the
wood
door back
for a
back
pyre.
on you. A moment passes, and she comes out with like a big burlap blanket and throws it over the corpse.
I prestidigitate the corpse clean until it's just gone.
You can't do that. Once the corpse is covered, she sighs. You shouldn't have brought it into town.
Oh, you made that plainly obvious. What is it?
It's called a mean luck. It's a type of fae. They're born when someone enters the Feywilds and experiences extreme terror. They capture people, drag them back to their nests, and terrorize them into birthing more of them until the victim goes completely insane from the terror and becomes one. In a dead state, I don't know if it can still make more, but the aura generates certainly remains, so I wouldn't doubt it.
We make it on fire with our wood and our magic.
Good. And it burns up. Well, that's taken care of. Where did you say that you encountered these?
Let's consult the handy maps that we've created.
It was basically just.
It was in Gump's Hollow, guys.
Yeah.
Which seems to have been deleted from the map somehow.
It shouldn't be the case. I don't. Huh. Why is the text gone?
Either way, it was just east of Clink. Place called Gump's Hollow.
Everyone's called it that for a long time.
And it was also not east, but northwest.
Uh,
Yeah, that one finger of salt.
So like how far out? Northwest couldn't been more than. Can't go too much farther northwest, and you just hit land again.
Yeah, somewhere between there and here. See, what's how many kilometers is a hex, man? Do we use kilometers on this planet?
You use imperial miles.
Okay.
well, it was less than a day's journey, basically. So
Ugh. Well, it is disturbing to know that creatures from the wilds are so close to town. This is disturbing, but you killed all of them. You're sure of this? Did you find their
Four-
nest?
4 came to meet us. 4 were slain, and we did find the nest.
Good, good. If you killed all of them, then they shouldn't be able to. Then that should be all of them, and you shouldn't have to worry about them regrouping. If you see more of these things, kill them.
So, do you think there's a passage to the Feywild out there?
Absolutely. There are many passages in the Fever Swamp to both the Feywild and the Shadowfell. This swamp is a mass of magical energy and nexus points. It is a very cursed place, if you ask me. But something out there, there is something lost out there that I must find.
And then we show no interest and walk away. No. Something lost.
Well, there are many things lost in the swamp.
I was going to say.
But it sounds like you're looking for something in particular.
I am.
Is it a physical object that we might find before you do?
I don't know, and I don't know if I can trust you with that information. But if you are interested, there are 2 other things that could be beneficial to me that I know of in the swamp. I've sent others to find them, but they have not returned. I do not expect them to at this point. If you are interested and brave enough to forge out into the swamp yet again, I have work for you.
That sounds nice. Lay it
No,
on
it
us.
doesn't, but I guess we have to.
I mean, we're going out there anyway.
I know, that's what I meant, yeah. I mean, no, it doesn't sound nice. Going to anyway.
Well, there used to be an old house out in the swamp, about 2 days' travel to the south. If there was a man there, Lord Godwin. He was researching the history and the creatures that live in the swamp. He has he, from what I have heard, had several journals, collections of his knowledge of the swamp. I will pay for them to be recovered. He has not communicated with anyone in years. We assume he is dead. I sent men to his manor, and they did not return. But I have I have a lot of silver. I have other. I have valuable items that I have collected in my travels that I can trade to you in exchange for the journals. It will be quite worth your while. At this point, you're talking to her. Phil Sticker, can you roll your nature proficiency?
Okay.
Okay.
No.
Yeah. Okay, that's a failure. So I'm not actually going to give you that. I realize I didn't really adequately describe Jasmine when you first met her. She is a woman in her late 30s. She has long black hair, green eyes. She looks as if she was particularly attractive when she was younger. However, her face and arms, is what you can see, are covered in scarring.
Cool ritual scars or bad accident scars?
Bad accident scars. Phil looks like from some sort of small animal, but like repeatedly.
I was going to ask if medicine would be better than nature.
But they don't look like ritual scarring.
Must have been breeding cats or something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Phil Sticker draws on his own map with a, I don't know, Middle Ages crayon.
Mm-hmm. That would be
I'm
stick of charcoal.
yeah, oh, okay. No, charcoal doesn't work in the swamp. We use crayons.
Whatever. Yeah.
But
So
yeah, so he marks on his map that traveling 2 days south.
Mhm.
Oh, that sounds like a point of interest.
yeah.
I was wanting to go south anyway.
Well then, if you go there and you find the journals, bring them to me, and I will pay you quite well.
Okay. By the way,
Yes.
he points at the door. Isn't that a coastal thing?
Some say that.
What brings you to the swamp, then?
I have reason to believe that the cult of the drowned that you are referring to are mistaken. Our God is here, and I will find him.
I don't know how many gods you can have in one place.
I don't know what you mean.
There's a. Oh, never mind.
All right then.
Come on, Dethel, let's go find a house in the swamp. As he
Sure.
scampers away, and they leave the burning corpse.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay.
The whole area smells of burning eggs.
Yes. So elsewhere, Lucas sells his map to Daniel, as we saw at the end of last session. Distributes the wealth as they did, however they did that, and you all are able to get your rest for the night. As you are taking your Filsticker, as you are sleeping, you have a strange dream. In your dream, you are gathering materials and mixing them together in a bucket, and you take some herbs and materials from the swamp, and some berries and some other materials that you recognize, and you mix them with the blood of a crocodile, which you drain, and you mix it all together till it forms a paint-like paste, and you see yourself in the middle of Clink drawing this magic circle, whose meaning you do not understand, in the town, painting it onto one of the docks, and it is large, like as taller, like 4 feet across, and very intricately detailed. And you see yourself painting this. And when you awaken, the image of the final magic symbol that you painted is burned into your mind, and you know it intimately, although you still don't know what it means.
That I don't. But surely it must be done.
Yes. So, now it is your day of rest. So is anyone does anyone have anyone in town they want to talk to, or non-adventuring related things that they want to get up to in town?
When would we expect to hear back from the church authorities we sent that letter to with regards to the presence of a tolerated cult of the ocean deity here?
Right. It's been maybe about a week since you sent that. You probably would you would expect that about now it's has reached the capital, and is probably how long your response takes depends on how long the Inquisitives are going to spend on your request.
But at least 7 more days, even if they
Yes.
just stamp it and send it back immediately. All right.
Right. So probably about 7 days. 7 more days.
Then no, I'm probably gonna get a little bit of shopping done, buy some extra books, make some copies of things today, that kind of thing.
Okay. That does remind me. I meant to discuss this a bit at the beginning of the session, but I can do it now. I wrote a little bit about the religion of the Nilfenberg Empire. It's nothing particularly interesting, I suppose, but to summarize it briefly, the chief deity of the empire is the god Primus, who is a being of, is a in D&D terms, lawful neutral entity. It's a being of perfect law. The priesthood of Primus serve as both priests and lawyers and judges within the empire. They have an order of you can think inquisitors. I called them the inquisitives. They are the ones who go out and judge if other cults and traditions are to be part of the approved pantheon, or of the empire, or to be snuffed out by their vengeance paladins. Yes, and I wrote a bit more about the history and things. Not very much, but I will link to the document where I wrote things in the description for this video. So if you guys want to read any of that, you can go right ahead. So yes, what's everyone else doing with their day off? Let's just Philsticker, how are you spending your day off?
Well, first things first. I think I almost started to do this last time, but Philsticker goes back to that same dock post or whatever and sticks another letter on it.
Mm-hmm.
Saying meet me tonight under the bridge or whatever, something like that.
Okay. Good.
And then as he's walking away, he's thinking, I should hide because whoever comes will probably actually be a robber or a murderer.
Mm-hmm.
And he plans for this evening.
Very good. We will return to you this evening then. Dethel. How does Dethel spend their day off?
Is there a library in Clink?
No.
Figures.
I mean, Jasmine might have books.
He'll
She has learned.
probably spend time there, seeing if he can read anything about the swamp that will be useful.
She has some books about the swamp, which she allows Dethel to read. Dethel does not learn very much of use. So,
Unfortunate.
yes.
But then again, you never really know.
They're mostly accounts of other people who have gone in and come out, and had very similar experiences to what you have already experienced.
Fun.
Yes. So, Kildrak and Quarandir, what are our dwarves up to?
Getting drunk, obviously. Really though, I figure that Kildrak is probably gonna go find Jason.
That was his name, yes, Jason, the hallucinogenic booze maker.
Yeah, and just try to convince him to make normal booze. In addition, he can still make his hallucinogens.
Right. I hear what you're saying, Kildrak. I hear what you're saying, but but any distiller can make ordinary booze. Anyone can do that. I want to make something special, something that's unique. I don't want to make just any ordinary rum. I want to make my brew.
Well, and you should. But, think of it this way. What if you've got your normal brew, right? Just rum or whatever. Just gets people drunk.
Yeah.
People come to like that, right? They buy some of that. Then you put out your special brew, labeled as such.
Mm,
Now they already know about your brew, about your normal alcohol, and that it's good.
mm-hmm.
They're much more inclined to try this new one.
Well, you make some good points, but that still comes back to me spending all this time making the normal stuff.
It's unfortunate, but sometimes people have to do things they don't like to get to do the things they do like.
He takes a big sip of his stuff. I don't know. Give me a persuasion roll.
Sure. Persuasion. There it is.
Wow.
Okay.
You make a good point, Kildrak. I'll think about it.
That's all I ask.
Take a couple of bottles of this of the good stuff.
All right.
With you when you go. I'll think about it.
You do that.
And he's going to drink until he passes out, and then he's going to wake up and sober up over the course of several hours, and then eventually sometime tomorrow he will go and talk to Daniel about stocking some normal stuff.
Cool. I didn't expect much of that. It just seemed entertaining to do.
Yes. Very good. Ixa, what are you doing?
Not much of interest. She will go buy some replacement javelins for the javelins that she's lost in the swamp.
All
Other
right.
than that, probably not much. Just kind of mingling around town as she normally does while waiting for the others to tell her they have something interesting to do or plan to go back up the swamp.
Okay. And Quarandir, was anything more from you?
Well, I was thinking about it was just like, since I've been spending nearly a week in Clink,
Mm-hmm.
having beverages and speaking with the various local types that are, I guess, the closest to what he would consider his people that are not Dwarvish.
Mm-hmm.
We'd probably get a little bit of let's see here. Probably find out more information about the surrounding area and catching up on that type of information.
Sure.
Rumors
Sure.
and such. And as well as supplying up over time.
Sure.
So, one question I had, since I've been floating around for like nearly a week, possibly any type of like bartership that could happen for supplies.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Like, what were you trying to purchase?
maybe like various things like trade up for like help someone get rid of maybe an infestation of small crocs for some trade goods, and eventually work my way into getting a crossbow or something of that sort, and some rations.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see. I see what you're doing. Like, could you do a little bit of work during the downtime?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I
Bill
see.
Sticker pops out of a wall. Small crocs, you say?
This would have been something he did like over the last week, so I'm afraid
Yeah.
he would not have saved any blood for you.
I
Yeah.
assume we saw each other during the week.
No, because you were in the swamp during the week.
Oh, that's right. This is last week. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, yes.
Makes
I
sense.
think I heard a different voice
Yeah.
there in the chat. Hello.
Yeah, I was here now. Hey.
Hey,
Kick him out.
you're fortunate. We haven't left Clink yet, so you can still join us.
Yeah, I woke up not too long ago, and I figured there's a definite possibility that was the case, so I got on still.
Well, that's great.
Hey, good to see you.
Thanks.
Good morning. You sound like you desperately need coffee. The good news is, all you're missing is the strange adventures of someone who didn't go on our last strange adventure, hunting crocs in someone's toilet or something. So you have time.
Yes. Yes. So, you may make a so give me a strength athletics check. There. Yeah. That is
Ooh.
that is a very bad roll.
Yeah.
Okay. So you try and like just do a little work around the town, but and you do pick up a couple of small jobs, but they are nothing that's worth your time, and you only barely manage to break even with your cost of living.
All right.
Yeah. So so no luck with that.
I would have been better off going off hunting.
Mm-hmm. Well, not when you're going to roll a natural one. That wouldn't have led to success with, anything. But, yeah. So, night comes. Filsticker, you're camped out under the bridge. Or not under the bridge, but near the bridge where you can see the bridge. Give me a stealth roll. Filsticker. Sala Basama. Boyd, don't make me use your real name.
He did.
I think this means he fails to check automatically, right?
I believe so. Yeah. Very well. I guess Filsticker was kidnapped by bandits while he went to his date. Meanwhile, morning comes for the rest of you. And
How's the weather?
let's see. Clear skies. Great for traveling, unless you're a kobold.
Great.
This is a good day to map the unknown. Lucas is up, about, finding an early breakfast, seeing if... does this place even do, like, cook breakfast? Is that, like, a thing that happens here?
I mean, no. No. You have to cook your own breakfast. Daniel doesn't do that for you.
Well, does Daniel at least have fresh ingredients to fry an egg and a place to do it?
Yes.
Wonderful.
He charges you a few coppers.
All right.
Count and taking care of the cost of living stuff.
Okay. I'm
Oh yeah,
sorry.
by the way, everyone needs to pay 2 silvers. Cost of living.
So, Corandir got a test for advancement or cleared a condition.
He got a test for advancement, but he got a roll of 1.
Oh no.
Yes. So it's morning time. There's clear skies. Lucas has made eggs for breakfast,
Oh, cool.
and it is a good day to explore the swamp.
Oh, I don't think there's a such thing as that, but
It's-
relatively speaking, maybe.
It is a relatively adequate day to explore the swamp.
I'm getting in the roll 20 now.
Okay.
Yay! I'm back.
Oh, welcome
Yeah,
back.
welcome back.
Your date stood you up because you weren't here. You stood up your own date.
All right.
Uh,
Or my oh, I guess.
yes. So, over breakfast, everyone gathers together to see if you're heading out today. Is Dethel or Filsticker going to mention the offer from Jasmine?
We should go directly south to start. There is
Well, I
a-
don't mind this. Is there any particular reason you bring this up?
About 2 days from here, there is a lost cabin with notes in it, and I think we can earn a fair bit of money off that.
Well, I do like money. How'd you come by this information?
A friend of my order lives or is staying here for a time, and she expressed interest in the contents of the house. So if we go there and get them, then she should reward us.
Seems like a noble enough task. It's good to help when we can, and that fits naturally onto our mapping route. I'd like to follow this circuit here. We can either begin or end at the house, depending on how heavy you think the items are. It might be best to go via Gump's Hollow first. That way we're not transporting too many things a long distance.
I mean, you say that, but
But if we don't complete the circuit, we'll have wasted valuable time. So, what does your friend expect us to bring back?
journals of the person who stayed there.
Well, I'd enjoy some time with them myself. So why don't we take this as the clock moves?
All right.
All right. So, intending to head due south, yes?
We are following this green circuit, ideally.
And any last-minute preparations before I force you out into the swamp of doom?
Lucas already handled his shopping yesterday, but he'll remind everyone to stock up on rations, fill the barrels, he'll fill the barrels, and that kind of deal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I missed that first part. We all got to take like a long rest.
Yes, everyone gets a long rest.
All right, cool.
Yes. So, Corandir, I don't have you in a boat right now on the roll 20. You guys have to figure out who's riding in what boats. I guess because of the barrels, you would naturally go into canoe 4, unless anyone else wants to change up ordering? No. Also, this Meanlock corpse has been burnt, so I will delete it.
I mean, we could get Phil Sticker back in our original boat, so
Mhm.
it's like the ones we had before.
Yeah. you
I
can
mean,
do
if that works for everyone.
You just want to shove the dwarves in their own boat.
that.
Just think of it as the party boat.
I have a question. So, Ixa does not really have a ranged weapon last time we left her. Do either Kildrak or... Kildrak doesn't either.
No, I've
Does
got
he?
javelins.
And
It might-
Ixa bought some javelins.
Oh, alright. So I was going to say, ideally our rear guard would have a longbow, but I don't know if anyone in our party is capable of using such a dex-based weapon.
Dex
that'd be
based?
me.
How much?
Sorry,
for
who said that
javelin?
would be me?
Or
it's
Andor.
Calvin.
Silverreach.
So it might be good to put Corandir in Ixa's spot and Ixa on Canute 4.
Yeah, unless there's some sort of strength based ranged weapon.
There are.
It would be
Javelin,
anything that's thrown. So throwing axes
Okay,
or
so just thrown.
javelins. Yeah.
Yeah, so I've already got that. I was thinking more something that's got like real reach.
Not,
No, Javelin's
within-
not bad at like 2060 or 2080, I don't remember which, but it's no longbow.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's just like you said, it's not a longbow, so
Yeah, Dex characters are really good. The only thing they can't do is jump.
Yeah, I haven't tried attempting that one yet.
javelins are 30 120.
Oh, nice.
So it's not terrible.
Yeah. Your
But, it'd
max
be better for the
range
back
is
person
still
to have a
pretty good,
longbow.
but
Right.
your disadvantage thing doesn't have a lot of reach. But yeah. Okay. So
I was gonna do that too. Sorry to interrupt. Just buying like 4 javelins for 2 gold.
sure. Yeah.
Yep.
You buy out all of
All of
Daniel's
the
javelins, and I guess I'm gonna have to get some more.
Oh no, he's gonna raise the prices.
Yes. A lot of demand for javelins. They're going up. Twice the
My
cost.
connection isn't fucked up anymore.
Your connection's been fucked up?
Yeah, everyone sounded like robots except for Creodor for some reason. He was totally perfect.
That's because I'm better
You're
than
the real
everyone else.
person.
Or maybe it's because Creator is already a robot.
Hush you.
Okay.
Gesundheit.
Okay, so with all that decided, I think you are all happy with the boat configurations now. So you are heading due south. What pace are you going to try and make?
How far will we get at each pace?
Okay.
I think. Oh, okay. So you can explain, but
Yes. Normal pace is 1 hex per day of travel and 1 encounter rule. That is what you have been doing the entire campaign so far. Fast pace allows you to make 2 hexes of movement in 1 day, but you'll have disadvantage on any perception checks that may come up while you travel through the area and at the beginning of an encounter. You thus risk being, ambushed. Slow pace permits 1 hex per 2 days, but you can use stealth, and you get a stealth check at the beginning of any encounter to potentially, bypass dangerous things.
Doesn't having the hex mapped give us bonus on some part of that?
Having the hex mapped gives you advantage to on the navigation roll.
Okay.
Regardless of weather or other factors.
Okay.
You have advantage. Also, because that's not very much, because just having clear skies also gives you advantage to navigate, I will only roll a d12 on the encounter table instead of a d20. There are some bad things on that, but it cuts out like a lot of the most scary things and reduces your chance of encountering undead. Because it makes the Sod and Jealous Dead a 1 in 12 result instead of a 1 in 10 chance. So it's slightly better there, and it cuts out some of the scariest things on the table. You'll just have to take my word on that.
Lucas favors adopting a quick pace here. We've nothing we need to accomplish on the route. We can make it. There's no reason not to travel efficiently in his mind. He's not particularly cautious about exploring the swamp, or he wouldn't be here.
Mm-hmm.
I, as a person, support the fast movement plan, and Silas is indifferent.
Yeah,
So we can
either
go
way
with that.
works for me.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll go along with the group, but be like, my grandfather told me, when traveling through unknown areas, sometimes, slower is better, or a normal pace might get you there just as soon.
All right. So, heading due south at a fast pace. You need to choose your navigator and optionally your forager. I assume that Quarandir will be the navigator again, of course.
Any objections?
Nope.
No.
Not from me.
So, who, if anyone, will forage for food?
I guess Felsticker will keep foraging.
Okay. So, you can go ahead and make those rolls. Okay, so a 9 from Philsticker and a 15 from Corander. So no food along the way, going much too fast. But the Corander leads you straight. Late that afternoon, yeah. All right. Whoever's in the never mind. Yeah. So that evening, up in front of you, you see a large wooden house on an island which kind of rises up above the rest of the swamp with some dry land. The house is 2 stories. Several of the windows are broken. There's no light on the inside, and it exudes an aura of danger.
So what did your friend say this man used to do exactly?
I'm not entirely sure. He just was someone who studied the swamp.
He was a lord. He doesn't do anything.
I don't know. I've always found them to be remarkably busy. But As much as this place bodes ill, I suppose we ought to at least have a look.
As you get a little closer, you see there's an old half-rotting dock in front of the structure.
Lucas will pull out one of his scrolls and cast mage armor on himself as we approach.
Okay. What's the duration on that? Is it as
8
long?
hours.
Okay.
I probably cast it before now in reality, but like
Sure.
this is the first time I mentioned it, so I'll mention it now.
Okay. Cool. So what does that look like?
It's 13 plus Dex armor.
Okay.
So my armor class is 16 now. Oh, you mean what does it look like?
Yes.
Probably nothing really. It's probably a case of just reading from the scroll, drawing a protective sigil on his chest, humming some words, and having it be that. Lucas tends towards the subtle.
Very good. So, yeah, you see the dock, you see the house up ahead. You're in the water. What do you do?
I guess we dock.
Seems like a good idea.
With caution.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So you have docked. You get out of the boats onto the squeaky old wooden dock. You walk up off of it into the squishy mud of the island. There are trees here growing, and there's an old path of like wooden block stairs that lead from the dock up towards the house.
We'll keep our eyes up on the trees and stuff as we approach, making sure there aren't any tree worms to drop down on us.
Those are called
Oh, yeah.
snakes.
I was
And
going to
they're
say
filled
ground
with
worms,
snake
but I realized
worms.
those are both also worms.
Yeah.
If no one else is desperate to do it, Silas will take the lead, and I don't imagine there will be anyone who wants to be in front, so...
I mean, Dethel would take the lead.
Oh,
He
well
needs to be in front anyway, so he can be in closest range for punching.
Alright, fair enough.
I'll stay in the towards the end of line. I'm better at range.
Lucas is going to try to be one from the back, since unlike most of the other ranged people, he doesn't want to be in melee. He's really bad at it. Well, I mean, numbers-wise, it doesn't super matter, but he doesn't have the hit points to really stand in melee.
Okay. So I've taken you all out of your boat. Here's a marching order.
Felstiger goes anywhere.
Put you in the middle.
That looks good to me.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
Cool. All right.
Kodrak doesn't trust this
Before we go, though,
wood.
I'll have Balearica do a quick circle of the island and come back.
Okay. The bird goes up, flies around, gets eaten by a hawk. No, I'm just kidding. Keeps circling around. Circles the whole of the island. And comes back down. So how much information can a familiar impart to you?
Let me check that.
Because I know the Raven familiar can just talk, but don't know.
And then we learn that...
I mean, as far as I'm aware, this may as well be a Raven.
Mhm.
It's not mechanically different, but I don't even know if a Raven can talk in this edition. I'm just going to have a quick read through.
I was gonna say, and then we learned that she
yeah, we
can
can just-
actually talk. She just
we-
hasn't wanted to up until now.
Either way, while she's within 100 feet of me, we can just chat telepathically, and I can see what she sees and hear what she hears.
Okay. So are you seeing what she's seeing while she's flying?
While I can. Then, I'll lose signal while she goes
Oh,
behind
that's
the
true.
moon, and then catch back up with her once she's come closer, assuming the island is more than 100 feet.
Right. Yeah. It is. It's not large, huge, but it is gonna be bigger than 100 feet. Yeah. So she flies around. When she comes back, she says, "There is a cave on the other side of the island, on the opposite side from the dock.
Is it in the water?
I thought I smelled smoke, but I couldn't see it.
Is the cave in the water or on the land?
It is in the water. We would have to take the boats."
Lucas will say to the others. Balearica spotted what might be a camp on the far side of the island. A cave accessible only by boat. It had the scent of smoke about it.
There's a lot of
might be-
caves in this swamp.
It might be worth starting there. If this place is inhabited, if your friend's friend is alive, well, we couldn't exactly just go taking their books.
I mean, it
We'll
seems
see about that.
quite unlikely that he is alive. If he is still here. I think she mentioned him leaving, though I don't quite remember.
Either way, I think
It's
it would
good
be
that there are all
rude not
these
to say
caves.
hello.
At the very least, it will let us know if there's anything else in the house, hopefully.
So what you doing?
I say we circle round to the back of the island, and we shout hello at the cave, and see what happens.
We get murdered by crabs.
Kildrak isn't interested in breaking and entering.
Nor am I.
Yeah.
So, are we unanimous on shouting hello?
I
That
think so.
sounds good to me.
Alright.
All
I
right.
think it might be
Wait.
worth.
Into the cave?
Well,
might
we're
be-
gonna go by the cave, and we're gonna shout hello at the cave.
Might be a good idea to see if we can figure out what's in the cave without shouting hello.
Yes.
Do you have any suggestions?
No, nothing jumps to mind. I'm just saying.
I could illuminate a crossbow bolt and fire it inside, but that might
Maybe-
be seen as hostile.
Yeah, I wonder, like, maybe a thrown rock instead?
Hello definitely seems the place to start, but
Mm.
perhaps we should have weapons ready in case a crocodile comes barreling out of the cave or some such.
That seems like a good compromise, yeah.
I like the rock idea better. Rather than hello, we have some sound that would get the attention of something inside the cave that doesn't immediately indicate that there are people out here.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I think that I'd rather be mistaken for a person than an angry crocodile, particularly if the person in there who has the fire that's making the smoke isn't hostile. I know I would not enjoy having a rock thrown into my room rather than someone knocking on the door and saying hello.
What if we threw a gold piece into the cave? Then it would be okay.
But you see, there's water there, so it might land in the water.
Hmm.
Okay, well, I say we just go say hello then. With
Yeah.
weapons ready.
Yep.
Or he points to Corndeer. You could make bird calls outside the cave. And then they would think, "Ooh, there's a delicious bird out here," and they would come outside, and then it would be us, and then we'd say hi.
I don't see the advantage of disappointing our host.
Well, it might not be our host.
Who do you think it would be that would be an advantageous approach?
Let's see. A singular member of a camp of some sort of monstrous entity.
What do you suppose they would do if we shouted hello?
Well, once they're out of the cave and we see that they're some sort of monstrous entity, we
Well,
somehow,
weapons drawn. Would be fine.
yes, we do something before they say anything, and now we know who's in there, and the other ones are still inside me.
I don't think that we should act before greeting them.
Fine. We'll do it your way this time.
Thank you. I very much appreciate that.
Yep, that sounds good to me.
So, okay, tell me what you're doing.
We are getting back in the boats. We are circling the island. If we get to the cave, we're gonna have we're all gonna ready actions in case a monster comes out of the cave trying to murder us. And we can shout hello. And if it's people, our ready actions won't go off.
Okay. So you get around and you shout, "Hello!" However you say it. And there is. Give me perception checks. Well, yeah. Who has like the best perception?
Not me.
Because
I have +2.
I have +2.
Plus
3.
2.
2.
I hear a 3 in there. Does anyone have higher than a 3?
Wait, actually, jack of all trades. So, okay, no, that won't help.
So we have 3 going once,
Yep.
3 going twice. Whoever said 3, roll.
And I'm going to give you advantage because there's like a whole bunch of other people listening, but you have the best
Oh, cool.
odds of getting.
I've subsumed their senses into my
I
own.
figure there was no point in asking for a roll if I was going to ask everybody to roll.
Nice.
Because like somebody
Mhm.
would roll a 20, like 6 of you, 7 of you. But okay, so Silas, after I assume probably Lucas, shouts hello. You hear, you can't make out the words because they're being too quiet, but you hear like two different voices, one man and one woman, kind of like panicking, kind of back and forth, and then you hear the sound of metal on like a metal on metal scrape, and then like a thunk of metal against metal again. And then everything's quiet for a moment.
It's quite all right. A friend of ours asked us to come by to the house. Is that going to upset the two of you?
And then there's like a like a high pitched squeal, like a tea kettle going off, and then two lanterns alight with like directed, like hooded lanterns, forming like two beams of light that strike out of the cave, and you can't see what's behind them because it's bright light and surrounded by darkness. And you hear the sound of scraping metal again, and then a sploosh into the water.
You know, we'll just leave if you ask.
And then out of the cave, there's this like metal barrel with two periscopes with lanterns sticking out of the front, and from the back, like an exhaust pipe that's belching out smoke out of one pipe and steam out of another, and it's like chugging along through the water, like towards your boats.
I don't think this is a person.
Maybe this is the lobster.
This definitely is an unfriendly response. We should perhaps move on.
Yeah, let's not be here.
Ixa agrees.
Let's just row on. Get out of its way.
Shoot. Where's the name? As you like start rowing back, the thing, whatever it was, stops, and then like a something that's shaped like a megaphone pops out of the top, and the voice of a man's voice comes out at you, like, "That's right, brigands! Flee! Flee! I, Qualish, will destroy you if you try and mess with us again."
Goodbye, Qualish. Have a lovely evening.
"You will not trick me!" And then there's like a woman's voice. "Dad, I don't think that they're here to destroy us. I think they're being sincere." "No, they're clearly bandits and thieves. Why else would they be out here?" "Well,
We're
out here."
cartographers, actually. We're the Nilfenberger Cartographers Guild.
You just made that up. It's not a thing.
It is a thing. I have it. I have papers to prove it. It's a class feature.
Open your door so we can show you our papers.
He looks at you and is like, "Half of you aren't even human, and you expect me to believe you're from the Empire?"
Well, you know, they don't call it an empire because we don't involve people against their will, but we'll go if you don't want to speak with us. We're just cartographers. We wanted to know if it would bother you if we looked through the house.
The house, no. The house is okay. You can, okay, yes, that's fine, yes, but no. You can go in the house, but you can't go in the lab. The labs are ours.
Which room is the lab?
I haven't figured that out yet. That's what we think that there might be it's a hidden room. We thought that maybe there might be a passage in through the caves. So that we're looking through the caves. If you find the door to the labs, let me know. Otherwise, though, stay out of the labs. Labs are what I'm here for.
I'll tell you what. We'll explore the house. If we find the lab, I'll make you a map to it and sell it to you.
You really are with the Cartographers Guild and the Niflberg Empire, aren't you?
Would anyone make that up?
There's a thinking sound. Yeah, I guess it is a really specific lie.
I mean, I have a compass here. He'll hold up his compass, the drawing kind of compass.
Mhm.
Some mapping supplies. Look here, Astrolab. Everything that I need. Well, have a pleasant day. Sorry to have bothered you over supper.
The woman's voice says, "Father, you're being unreasonable. Maybe they can help us." Mm, fine, fine. Okay, okay. What? Why are you guys wanting to search the house? What are you looking for?
So it's an odd story. A friend of one of the guides that has joined me on this expedition has requested that some of the books here be brought to them. Apparently, they were friends with the house's former owner, you see. But mostly, we're just here because it seems a natural point to map the surrounding area from.
Hmm. Okay. You know, we could probably help each other. Yes. Okay. Come into my cave. The um the barrel turns around and goes back into the cave.
Well, it's not the warmest welcome I've ever received, but I suppose it's no worse than Clink. I suggest we take him up on it. What do the rest of you think?
I want to go in the lab.
Yeah, let's do it.
He's strange, but he hasn't done anything too threatening. I suppose we can.
I want to see his lobster.
I do wonder if we're being sent in to clear out something in the house so that he can get in there more safely.
Probably.
Seems reasonable.
Yeah.
Seems normal. So let's go in the cave and get killed by the lobster.
Mm-hmm.
Row, row, row.
Yes. So you make your way in. You row into the cave, and the barrel crawls up onto the. There's some land in there, you know, where the water level is, you know, yeah, reaches the shore, and there's some ground inside the cave, and the barrel crawls up out of the land onto the land on like 6 mechanical legs, and in the front end of it, it has 2 giant metal blades in like the shape of pincers. Um, you think this is probably the giant metal lobster that was
Is
described.
there a tail?
No.
Well, that's probably not it, then.
Yes. Um, it then comes to a stop and falls down, and then the back opens up and folds out and folds down, kind of vaguely in this way, look of a tail. And the first one to step out is a female goblin, with sparkly purple lipstick on.
Oh, baby.
She is beautiful by goblin standards. So she's got like a really, really big, like wide face with a big giant goblin mouth and long stringy goblin hair. I don't know what other features are attractive in female goblins.
Eyes.
She has 2 of them. The perfect number.
Yeah. don't know what else goblins like.
Well, she's the first to step out, and she waves at you. And,
Oh, her nose is so flat. Oh my.
and then she turns around and helps like this little old goblin man, who's like, his hair's gone gray and he's only got one eye, and he's got a long pointy nose, and wrinkly goblin skin, and she helps him like out of the apparatus, and he starts walking over to where they have a camp set up, and then the rest of you you pull up and dock your boat, or like push your boats up onto the ground. As you get out of your boats, the female goblin comes up and says, "Hi, I'm sorry about my father. He gets a bit panicky when we're out here in the swamp. It's dangerous. You understand. My name's Eliwick, and my father is Qualesh.
Lucas Dietrichstein, a pleasure to meet you. These are my associates. Karen der Shellbreaker, Kildrak Lutger, Filstiker, Xa, Silas, and Dethel. And this is Balearica, my familiar. Balearica makes a crane noise.
Oh, it's a pleasure to meet all of you. Yes, so we've been trying to get into the old Lord Godwin's secret labs. We have heard that there should be some rare materials down there, which Father would like to make use of to improve the apparatus. But yes, we haven't had any luck finding the door. It is concealed very well.
You've become something of local legends. We've heard a few people mention the metal lobster moving about the swamp. I'm pleased to have met you and found you so welcoming as we did.
Mm-hmm.
We'll absolutely help you find the entrance to this place. Of course, I'm sure my companions will want a share of any treasures we find in the house, but I've no doubt we can come to an accommodation that can get you the parts that you need.
Yes, we would love to help you with the lab.
Well, good. Then, if there's nothing keeping us, we should get to it. Like, my father believes that our best bet for finding the lab is to go through the caves. He's convinced that if they built it as a basement to the house, these caves must be part of a secret exit or something the old lord would have built.
It does seem perfect, but one would imagine there would have been a jetty or a dock down here, some sort of escape craft.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense, and so that's what my father wants to do. Alternatively, of course, we could go back up to the surface and search through the house. I mean, whichever way you want to go.
I think we should begin with the house. I'd like to get an accurate and detailed map of the house. It should show us possible locations where a room might be hidden, and that may give us some clue as to where to search here.
Well, all right then. Then I think Father will say we will wait here for you. But
that should be no trouble at all. We shouldn't be too long.
Be careful. We've heard lots of strange sounds coming from the mansion.
What sort of sounds?
We heard.
Could you would you describe them as animal calls, agonized groaning, squishing, arcane, mechanical?
They were just
There-
weird, okay? Let's just go see. Come on, let's go, let's go.
There were sounds of moaning and discordant screams at times, but like not from a human.
I
Not-
see. Thank
not-
you very much for the warning.
Yes. So, be careful.
We will.
So, with that, you get back in your boats. You make your way around to the other side of the island. You dock again, and you get ready to head back into the house. So, yeah. I think this is a good place to take like a 5-minute break. So
Okay.
that's what we're gonna do. We'll break until 10 minutes after the hour. Sound good?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, sounds good.